All right, so you're moving to Nashville, Tennessee. Well, today we're going to be going through the map. We're going to jump right on it. In fact, we're going to talk about all of the major areas that people are choosing to live. But most importantly, we're going to talk about a bunch of areas you're actually probably not going to like to live. So if you want to know the exact spot that fits you, whoever you're bringing here, that's what we're going to cover in this video in a complete map dive. So what we got to do, we got to jump over to the map. Mitzi's going to go through it. We're going to break everything down. Make sure you guys take some notes, get your notepads, pause the video if you need to, but let's jump over to the map.
Okay, so now this is a blown up version of Nashville. We're going to talk about all the different areas to the north, to the east, to the south, to the west. And first and foremost, let's talk about major thoroughfares. So right off the bat, you can see, I'm going to start with 24. So 24 is going to run diagonally through Nashville. You're going to see it actually goes up into Kentucky. You're going to see like Clarksville. Some of you guys are calling and want more information about that community. So you're going to see right there, that is a hot military community. It's the 6th largest city in Tennessee. So we're going to talk a little bit more about Clarksville and all the way down and through. As the 24 passes through Nashville, it actually takes you down into Murfreesboro. So some of you guys will call and you guys want to be on either side of the 24. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. You can see that as you travel north through Nashville, you're going to hit that 65 is going to take you all the way up and again up through Kentucky, and that goes all the way down south into Alabama. That is a major thoroughfare that runs from north to south in the whole U.S. But in addition, we've got the 840 to the south of Nashville, and that's really as far south as we're going to go as far as like highway that's running east to west. That is going to take you all the way out to the west to like Memphis and Jackson and those areas that are west of Nashville. And then as you continue on the 840 to the east, that runs you actually into like Murfreesboro. And then most people, if they're going to continue on to the east, they're going to actually meet up to the 40 and go out that way if you're heading to like East Tennessee and things like that. Okay, so let's actually start to the south of Nashville. And again, we're going to go as far south in this video as about the Columbia area because that's what you guys are calling. You want to know more about the area. So as we actually scroll in more on Columbia, let me just get us down and through there. So you're going to see that Columbia, it really is divided. Right here, you've got Highway 65 that's going to go ahead and run to the east of Columbia. Right here, you'll see 412. I just talked to a family about that road earlier today. That is also Bear Creek Pike. So that is what you'll see is also referred to as the 412. It is a major thoroughfare in Columbia and takes you out to the west into some of the other towns out that way. But in addition, the 31, you'll also hear that referred to as Nashville Highway or Columbia Pike. So it just depends on whereabouts in Columbia that you are, or if you're going north of Columbia, the name of the road changes depending on where you're at. Okay, so I've zoomed out a little bit from Columbia because I wanted to show you kind of how that community is also sharing different amenities and things like that with Spring Hill. So oftentimes, if there's something that Columbia doesn't offer, for example, there's no movie theater in Columbia. So oftentimes the kids are going to the Crossings, which is right over here. You can see that AMC. And then there are several different shops. There's for example, there's Kohl's, there's a Super Target. There are the smaller boutique shops that are in the Crossings as well. And then you have a lot of your bigger restaurant chains and things like that. Jonathan's, Olive Garden, Texas Roadhouse, things like that. So if you just continue on, now this is Nashville Highway. So as you continue up Nashville Highway, that's actually going to take you into Thompson Station. And before I forget, let me actually share with you what you would be looking at as far as if you're trying to stay within a certain school district, county lines, things like that. Spring Hill is actually divided. Part of Spring Hill is in Murray County and part is in Williamson County. Okay, so I was able to zoom out to show you. You can see like down here to the south, for example, there's Columbia. So as you travel northbound on Nashville Highway or Highway 31, that's going to run you up to Spring Hill, and you can actually see where this county line divides. Now, down south here, this is Murray County. Up north, this is Williamson County. So you can see all of this area is Williamson County. You're going to see the 840 cuts across from east to west within Williamson County. It's going to take you to all corners of the county. And specifically, I wanted to show you guys as you travel northbound on Highway 31, that's going to run you into the Thompson Station area. It's really it's the largest town, if you will, that's within Williamson County. There's actually 7 different cities, if you will, within Williamson County. Thompson Station is the only one that's still considered a town. If that makes any sense, it is still a town. So all of your municipalities are serviced by Williamson County, police officers, firefighters, things like that. But your dollar is going to go further if you're still wanting those Williamson County schools, but you don't want that Franklin price tag. And oftentimes you're able to actually get larger lots than you can get in Spring Hill. So oftentimes for people that want to get out of like the hustle and bustle of the traffic and things like that in Spring Hill, they're choosing Thompson Station for that small town vibe, but still that close proximity to Franklin. They can still get down and take advantage of the Columbia Square if they want to go south, but it really does create like this really central point that people absolutely love and are calling about all the time. Okay, so one last thing before we move east is I really want to talk about this hidden gem here. This is Fairview. So Fairview is the most westernly city in Williamson County. There is so much going on right now. There is an infill project going on right now. A town square is currently under construction. That actually is backing to the 700-acre nature preserve that is called Bowie Park. If you're local, it's Bowie. If you're not, it looks like it's pronounced Bowie. Doesn't really matter. But in any case, you're going to have walking trails that are going to connect you from Bowie to that new town square. And there's so much development that's happening right now in and around Fairview. One of the things that I love about that community, and the reason why my family and I invested in the community for our forever home, is you still have that small town feel. There's only 2 elementary schools at this time. There's 1 middle school. There's 1 high school. Everything is very, very connected. People look out for one another. They're embracing the growth that's happening. Well, you get both sides of that, right? But you definitely, your dollar's going to go further. And realistically, because the topography of Fairview, you're not going to have like massive communities that are going to just blow up that entire area, which is one of the reasons why I love it and have chosen to call it home.
All right, we're going to continue this tour, breaking down the map. But I just want to ask you guys real quick, if you would hit that like button if you're enjoying these videos, and also comment down below what area are you guys thinking about moving to so that we can do more of these map videos for you. So just comment down below some of the areas or the neighborhoods or the communities that you're thinking about moving to. We can do more videos on that. And make sure, guys, the one thing we love more than anything is doing these maps with you personally. So that is our contact information. Just make sure that you guys check that out. Pause the video, write it down, reach out to us anytime. We absolutely love it. So now we got to go check out the rest of this map.
Okay, so I've just blown out the map yet again so that you can get your bearings. Now we've talked about Williamson County. That is where the most desirable schools in all of Tennessee are located. But if you go to the east and you follow the 840, or coming down from Nashville, you're going southeast on the 24, that's going to take you into Murfreesboro. Now, Murfreesboro is one of those areas that it is Rutherford County. You actually do have some wonderful schools there. It's a phenomenal community. Even just got a Trader Joe's, and we actually have one of our teammates that was born and raised in Murfreesboro. He is our Murfreesboro expert. That is Colby. So you may have met him on some other videos, but we just absolutely love Murfreesboro. Just watching the growth and development there. A lot of people are choosing Murfreesboro. It puts you directly in the middle of the state. So if you're wanting to go to areas like East Tennessee, Gatlinburg, Dollywood, all of that is located on the east side of the state. And so a lot of people are choosing Murfreesboro for the proximity to Nashville. You're about 45 minutes southeast of Nashville, but also you're able to get to the east side of the state a lot easier. And realistically, the city itself, it has grown quite a bit. So if you're somebody who's really hypersensitive to things like traffic and things like that, Murfreesboro might not be your speed. But we love the fact that Murfreesboro is surrounded by these smaller communities that are still offering that rural feel, great schools, and really that small town vibe. So you can really get that central location without being in an area that is going to be really highly congested. You've got your Costco, you've got your Sam's Club, like I said, Trader Joe's, you've got the avenues for shopping, and it is a really great place to call home. Okay, so before we leave Murfreesboro, one of the reasons why people absolutely love this area is because it is completely self-sustained. You've got shopping, you've got dining, you've got hospitals. One of the major employers and draws to the area is MTSU, that's Middle Tennessee University, and so a lot of people, that's what actually brings them to the area oftentimes. But that's all located right there within Murfreesboro. And like I said, here is like your major shopping. Murfreesboro does have a really cute square as well. So you can actually get everything that you need without having to travel into neighboring towns. And you're actually not too far away from Lebanon as well. And the reason I bring up Lebanon is because that's where you're going to get those factory outlets. So if you're an outlet shopper and you love to just go to one place, you can actually be to Lebanon within about a half an hour. Okay, so as you can see, we just dropped down into the avenue. Just wanted to show you kind of what that's looking like. Show you that truck I'm trying to run into. Sorry, I ran you into the back of a truck there. As you can see, it's a cute little shopping area. I love the fact it's like a little outdoor mall. You have the big box stores, but you also have those smaller boutique stores as well, and quite a few different things that you can take advantage of in the area. Okay, so another popular area and one you guys are reaching out about all the time, we're here to the east side of Nashville. We're going to talk about one of my favorite places, which is Mount Juliet. And Mount Juliet is one of those areas that I absolutely love. There's actually a train that'll take you into downtown Nashville, which is one of those things that you don't get in many communities. It makes commuting a breeze, or if you just want to go play in the city and you don't want to have to drive, it's very convenient. But Mount Juliet attracts a lot of people who are relocating because your dollar definitely can go further than it can in some of the other larger suburbs. But you're in Wilson County, schools are phenomenal. Again, check your great school ratings, but you can take advantage being close proximity to Nashville, to the Nashville airport. It makes commuting very easy. I will tell you, as far as needing to know your traffic patterns, definitely let us know if this is where you're wanting to call home, because we can help you understand the traffic patterns. Okay, so you'll notice here that you're actually sandwiched in between the two lakes. So you've got Percy Priest up to the north, and then you've got Old Hickory to the south. Mount Juliet is literally called the land between the lakes. And one of the things that I love is that anything up here north of 40, that's where you're going to see a lot of the development happening. But right here, around that interchange, that is where you're going to find the Providence Shopping Center, and everything that you need is going to be found right there in Providence. And then as you actually travel northbound here on 171, that is where you're going to find Charlie Daniels Park. We love Charlie Daniels Park. We have actually featured Charlie Daniels on another video, and it is a place that really attracts a lot of people, a lot of families, a lot of people out walking. There's a dog park. There's just something for everyone. So I think last time we were filming there, it was like Tuesday at 10 a.m. and the park was just buzzing. So really great to see. But as far as like the east side of things, Mount Juliet is and has always been one of those metropolis areas that people are calling about all the time, that don't want to be in Nashville but want their dollar to go further and get that great community feel. Okay, so now let's talk about what else we're going to find up to the north of Nashville. So we've got a lot of people that are calling for Hendersonville. The reason is because your dollar goes further. It's a phenomenal community. You can actually find some lakefront properties there if that's what you're looking for. But it is, again, very centrally located. People love the Hendersonville area and that small town vibe, but you're still close in proximity to Nashville. It's going to take you about 45 minutes to get into Nashville, depending on the time of day, with traffic and things like that. Or if you want to be a little further out, Gallatin is one of those areas that is absolutely up and coming. People absolutely love it. Schools are great. It is a phenomenal community. And then even over as far north as White House, we're getting the calls. People are wanting that community. You still have that smaller town vibe, but you still have a lot of development and things like that, and old farms, so you still get that older Tennessee estate feel with homes in White House as well.
Okay, so that is just scratching the surface of Nashville, and every one of those major cities, suburbs, communities that she talked about, there's about 50 micro communities inside of each one of those. So we're going to continue doing more map videos and break down each one of those more individually for you. So make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss that. But honestly, that's what we love the most, right? Is when you reach out to us privately, we can go through the maps with you in detail, hear your story, hear what you like, hear what you don't like, and help you find that perfect spot. The only way we can do that is you reach out to us. So our contact information's there. We absolutely love when you guys reach out. Any night, any day, any weekend, you bet we got you. So reach out to us. And we've actually done vlog tours of most of these communities. So you can check out this playlist right here and check out some incredible vlog tours of Nashville, Tennessee.